In 2022, I opened my Etsy shop, and since then, I've made 22 orders. And today, I'm going to talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hene, and this is the first video that I'm hoping is going to be a really honest experience, honest documenting on my Etsy journey. There's going to be like no filters, no I made $100,000 in my first month, because let's be realistic. But yeah, just the honest truth, and I want to bring you along my journey and show you kind of what's going on behind the scenes, what I'm going to be doing differently going forward. Okay, so let me give you a bit of context. Back in 2022, I opened my Etsy shop, and I think a lot of us kind of went through the same time back then. I think it was like COVID. Everyone's like, what do I do for money? And then I listed a couple of things and just kind of let them sit in the background and do whatever. And I wasn't really consistent with it. I had no idea. I actually had no idea what I was doing, to be quite honest. And I didn't have a strategy, and then life just got busy. But over the years, I would go on and add like 1 or 2 listings. I would get a few sales here and there, but I didn't make $100,000 in my first month. And I've actually not even made that at all. And I've had it open for 4 years now, but I've always had digital products in the back of my mind. I've always had Etsy in the back of my mind. I'm building something that just works while I sleep. So here we are. I'm restarting. I'm bringing you along with me, and properly this time. And I figured, why not document it, you know? And it also keeps me accountable as well, so I don't just post 2 listings and leave it at that. But yeah, I think there's actually value in watching someone along their journey, figuring out how it'll work, rather than someone saying, oh my gosh, it's this easy, you just need to do this, this and this. But really, it's not that easy. Let's get into it. I'll show you my shop, I'll show you my stats, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this is my Etsy dashboard, and as we can see, this is from 2022 to 2026. And in that time, I've had 2,088 visits, 22 orders, conversion rate of 1.1%, and I've made $188.20. As we can see, when I first opened, I didn't have any visits. In 2023, I had 585 visits. Highest amount I've had is 941 in 2024. And then it dropped down again to 494 in 25. And then this year I've had 68. So we can see there's like a fluctuation here. 16 shoppers have favorited 3 of my items. And I've had 2 reviews. Oh, and I've reached 4 countries and 22 cities. And how shoppers have found me, mainly through Etsy itself. I don't remember doing ads or direct and other traffic, but the SEO and Etsy search is quite a big one. I've had 700 people reach me through the Etsy marketplace. And so here we can see what I have kind of sold and the amount of times it's been viewed. So this basic resume template, why did I decide to do a resume template? I think it was when I was trying to also find a job myself, and I needed a resume template, so I was like, why not? Why not sell a template? It was probably really bad. I have no idea what ATS compatible resume means, but this had 752 views. I must have been selling it for like $15 because it made $30, which isn't too bad. But this listing here, the minimal wedding template with icons, and this is a Canva editable template. I still have this on my shop. The listing doesn't match my current listings, but this has had like 15 orders and it's made almost $100. And I think I've had this up for probably 2-3 years now, and I've literally just left it, and I've been getting like a slow amount of orders through over the years. And then the other one that I've also sold is this other professional ATS friendly resume template for $10. I'm pretty sure I sold this, but maybe I didn't. We'll see what else oh no, here we go. Another template, $15, 1 order. A UGC portfolio template, $20. This one I thought actually did quite alright. I have no real like theme going on with my listings and stuff. They're just kind of all over the place, to be completely honest. I've got a whole bunch of everything. Look, I've even got print on demand stuff. I've got stickers. These are my new listings that I've got, which are bachelorette invitations. I've got bookish print on demand sweatshirts. Those are peanuts. Even these blimmin', what are they called? Seamless patterns. Oh my god, why did I decide to do seamless patterns? I'm not even a artist or graphic designer or anything. But yeah, none of these listings have sold. But I'll take you to my current listings now. As you can see, I have 19 listings here, and I've just kind of uploaded these in the last week or so just to see how they go. But yeah, I've got a few bachelorette listings, and here's the minimal wedding planner timeline, and then my print on demand stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely going to focus more on like the printables, like invitations, party games, signs, the wedding menu tag things, the whole shebang. So what am I focusing on this time around? Firstly, I'm focusing more on the digital products, like I just mentioned, selling the printable invitations, party games, etc. And specifically Canva editables. And these are products that I can just make once, but I can just keep selling them over and over again, and I can make variations of different designs. Focusing on digital products means I don't need to focus on having physical inventory, no shipping costs, anything like that. I can just literally upload it and leave it. Secondly, I'm actually going to start or try and start treating it like an actual business. That means being consistent with my listings, really focusing on SEO and my titles, making sure I have good mock-up images, and mock-up images do my head in sometimes, but I'm really going to try and focus on those. And I find it really important that the mock-up images are like actually really presentable and they're professional. And I've actually been learning quite a bit over the last couple of months, and I'm pretty excited to start putting it all into action. Thirdly, this channel, and I know I've got like other random bits and pieces on here, but I think having like a one niche personally isn't my vibe. I'm definitely all over the place. I'm always chopping and changing ideas, but I think having a channel where I can just be completely myself, and also bring others along my journey as well, as documenting myself, and having this channel is probably the best accountability tool for me as well, because I'm always off doing other things and other ideas pop up. But thank you in advance for being a part of this journey and following along, and I hope that you learn something from this. Maybe you can start your own Etsy shop. But yeah, that's the end of my first Etsy video, just showing you my raw stats, no shame, and starting kind of fresh. But if you're on a similar journey, whether you're looking to start an Etsy shop or you've already got an Etsy shop that's just kind of been sitting there, I hope this is like a sign for you to start listing those products. But yeah, I'd love for you to stick around and we can figure this out together. But in my next video, I think I'm going to be walking through exactly how I put up a listing and my whole strategy and thought process around it. But yeah, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!